Wickersley's father touches the spademan's elbow, and coins discreetly chime between them. The forelock tugged, tools gathered, the small man melts into the serried graves. We few remain, and the sun begins to burn off the fog, and heat seeps into our grateful backs. From the small hillock upon which eulogizers traditionally stand, I look down at the bereft family, and see replicated in its various forms the face of the man who almost killed me, the black hair, the pearly eyes like high, far-off clouds. The top brass wouldn't permit a burial at Mossley, of course. Days ticked by while the family petitioned them, and finally the reply came, "Take the body and go, but he cannot go where the others went, and not 1 shilling will we pay." And so here we are today at St. Thomas. Fortunate he's from money, I suppose. If it had been myself, there would not even be this modest ceremony, this modest headstone. It would have been a quick cremation overseas, and a little celluloid urn stamped with guesses at my vitals. Only the day of death might be accurate. In the battlefield we saw the endless racks of impoverished soldiers' remains in those pitiable orange urns, cracking and warping in the sun. Saw them ranked endlessly in my dreams, still marching, like their occupants, still and ever on parade. "Thank you, Lieutenant Braddock," says Wickersley's father, as we gingerly approach the reassembled rectangle of the grave. "We are grateful for your kind words. I thought perhaps no one would step up." And I have no reply to this, so I nod and give his tottering wife my arm as she stoops to adjust the huge wreath they brought, pink and white roses. As surreptitiously as possible, I place my own meager offering next to it, the single rose, 1 bullet. Wickersley's brother stands stonily a few paces apart from us, as the other guests nod and exit with unseemly haste. Best escape the contagion, lest the respectable public think they are in some way connected with the dead man. Black backs, like droplets of ink, trickle down the slope towards the steam tram line shining just beyond the cemetery gates. There was more to tell, of course. I could have told the story he always told, about how he got the scar on his cheek, splendidly marring what everyone had to admit was a preternatural beauty. How it was clear that he had turned some little reckless incident into a heroic tale, and a badly healed scratch into that dashing wound. How he had maneuvered his charm, and yes, he wouldn't lie about it. A few strategic family connections to be advanced again and again, till the unthinkable happened and he was made Major General at 25. How a few lucky sorties in Prussia, then Gundisalvus land, had cemented his unbelievable reputation, and how he had made the classic mistake of believing that his promotions were proof of an unusually talented or even prodigious military mind, and how he had gotten nearly 1,000 men killed not quite a fortnight ago. Perhaps in the old days this would have been less of a disaster. Still a tragedy, surely, but not a catastrophe. Instead, it had been transmitted in perfect, crisp black and white over the radio-viz, and millions of people had watched as the enemy had captured Wickersley. They could not have known that we demanded his return, that the demand was countermanded, and, well, you know the rest. The bizarre rumor bandied about is that he died a coward, but I will not call him such. I will say that he was a young man who made a mistake. Do not we all? Is that not our purpose, the God-given raison d'etre for young men? He made a bad judgment call and ordered a retreat in the wrong part of the battle, into the wrong valley, with the wind blowing the wrong way, with the entirety of battle's invisible deck of cards, had he but paused for a moment to think, stacked against him. And he trapped us in the very mouth of hell. He thought he was well above board, thought he was making a good choice. He made the worst possible choice instead.